Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another round of Adiraiju Plays Deadly Creatures. In Chapter 6, it's Entangled. There are going to be a total of 11 parts, so this is the sort of halfway point for the game. So, explore the Citadel Cactus? Alrighty then. Now what... No. Now, the last Scorpion part was called the Citadel, which might have confused some people because technically there's also a different Citadel. In the game, in the Black Widow's hideout, there's a place called the Widow's Citadel that... Uh-oh. What the hell? It's Mookie the Mantis! Get you, down you go. Oh, that's gonna hurt. And so will that. Sheesh. Mantises are a... Ugh, he's eating his head. Anyways, mantises are a fairly dangerous opponent. Chop. That's a new ability. It now allows you to... you might have noticed those big patches of dead weeds that have blocked our path in some areas. Well, now the Scorpion can chop right through them with his pinchies. The mantises are... they're sort of a mix. They're not that tough, and they're not that fast, but they're fast enough to be annoying, and they can do quite a lot of damage with those pincers of theirs very quickly. What's particularly annoying is the fact that they can... Ooh's adventure complete. What's particularly annoying is the fact that they can bounce back upright when they feel like it, after you've knocked them over, and you'll actually take damage from the pinchers after they've done that. Let's see, can we go back into the Citadel Cactus? No, we cannot. I don't think it was... No, we can't. Anyways, at this point, the Scorpion's going to be hitting into here. Got you. And I do apologize if the game gets too dark here or there. That's annoying. That's the one problem with the Scorpion. Since he's noticeably slower than the Tarantula, he's going to be a lot harder to grab those crickets with, which is annoying. Especially since technically the Scorpion actually has more leaf crickets that he can collect than the Tarantula, but it's harder for him to collect them in the first place, so bleh. Come on. Aha! A leafy! Yay! Looks like our maximum health increased at last. But it didn't increase by a lot, just enough to take another couple extra hits, but sometimes that's all you need. Now, can we go... No, it looks like the Black Fog is over this way. Now, was it the Black Fog that... No, I'm thinking of John Carpenter's The Fog. And even that fog wasn't as aggravating as this. I mean, sure, lots of people got killed, but... Oh, looks like we can't go up there. Thanks to the Black Fog. No, wait, what I'm thinking of is the old Pokemon anime. No, it was a manga, where Sabrina and Ash wound up, and Brock wound up cooperating to take down this monster haunter that lived in Pokemon Tower that was called the Black Fog. And it was actually kind of a freakish-looking abomination of a Pokemon. Haunter's always been one of my favorites. Anyways, back to Deadly Creatures. And the endless tunnels that they force you to go through. As you may have recalled from the last part, there are octopus cactus in this area. And we're heading into the same area of octopus cactus as the tarantula entered the last part, and there's a reason for that. Ooh, a grub! No, it's not a grub, it's a cricket. Ow! That's one of the most annoying parts about them Hornitoads. Ow. I hate that cricket bouncing around. Come eat me. Poisoned. Ooh! And that was brutal! There seems to be a rule of thumb that says that inversely, the tougher an opponent is, the easier its quick time event is. If you'll notice, the Mantis and the Horned Toad had relatively quick and simple quick time events, while the, I think the Wasp had at least 4 parts to it, while the Horned Toad had only 2. Interesting. Don't we go into the hole? Uh-oh. He looks familiar. In case you haven't figured it out. Ooga booga boo! the tarantula will be facing you in this hole. Now, last time you played, the tarantula actually had an easier time dealing with the scorpion simply because the scorpion was so much slower than the tarantula. However, the scorpion's real advantage is that it's tougher, and as you can see, that fight actually took less time. So we're going to be trekking the tarantula. But for some reason, we don't go out the hole it went out of. Instead, we're going to be heading through here. I hear scrapey-scrapies. Traverse the Octopus Canyon. Okie dokie. If we can. No, I meant to... There we go. I meant to eat up the cricket. At least they give you a health upgrade afterwards. Where the heck? Ah, there we go. Couldn't even see the darn hole in the cactus. Great ornithode once more. Splat. Though I did want to save my progress, how could I even do that here? I'm not supposed to do that yet. Wob! Now, that that's been done, let's open wide and say, ah! Well, that's the end of him. Now, as you may have guessed, the tarantula has a number of parts where he bounces all over the place using them spider webs, but the scorpion can't do that. He's going to be stuck in the canyon, however, and I believe this part is called Tangled for a reason. Whap. Whap. Down you go, and down you go. Got you. And it's 1, 2, 3 stings, you're down. I missed! I shouldn't have missed. Hey, remember me? Swing your partner round and round. Do-si-do and stick it in the back. Well, you know what they say. You'd stab a person in the back? Well, it's the safest way, isn't it? Ah, there we are. No, I want to go further in. Thank you very much, game. Please. There we are. So now that we've done that, we're going to be exploring more and more of this. This cactus makes it look like something from a Dr. Seuss nightmare.
Come on, I want to get done with this before it's dark out.
Yeah, well, you could pitch in more, man. There's 2 of us.
I got a bad shoulder.
Well, shut up. So that's why it's, so it explains a little bit why it's taking these guys so long to dig all this stuff up while the tarantula and the scorpion are working about their daily lives. Can we go? Yes, there's a hole. I am a scorpion and I'm digging a hole. Now it's time to die. Now it's time to die. Although I do feel it would be a little unnerving. Breach! The majestic lizard hath breached. Well, that's one annoyance down. Oh, come on. I want you back. Worth a shot. And no, nothing from outside can interrupt these quick time events. It never quite explains how or why, but I'm not going to complain. Wacko. Kersplat.
Like scorpions and stuff out here?
It's the desert.
Dobby.
Well, this guy I know got stung in the ass by one of them one time. Little son of a bitch crawled out of a toilet seat and whap, stung him. Said it hurt like stepping on a rusty nail. Lucky it didn't get him in the balls, you know? Well, it didn't hurt like a mother.
Thank you very much for that mental image, my scruffy friend. And by the way, that may or may not have been a bit of a forewarning for exactly what fate may befall one of those guys later in the game. but I'm not going to go into details. You'll have to see for yourself later on. Skitty skitty! I know there's a way through. I just know it. There we go. Now, in this part, we're going to be spending quite a bit of time underground. What are gnats doing underground? Got the leaf cricket. That's helpful. And a grub. Coolio. I can't see shit in here! Which is actually pretty accurate, because so far the scorpion and the tarantula have demonstrated markedly better eyesight than a scorpion or a tarantula in real life would have. I don't think scorpions and tarantulas, I know, don't have the best eyesight. Scorpions, I think, can distinguish light from dark, and that's about it. Tarantulas, I think, might have better eyesight, but it's still not the greatest. I think jumping spiders have the best eyesight at arachnids, but I could be totally wrong. Anyways, let's go through the hole. Now, in this part, we're going to be, Now, technically, that wasn't where the arrow was pointing us to. However, we will be heading to the area where the arrow points us to in just a minute or two, and once we get back... and once we get there, we'll realize that we did have to go down into that hole later on. Come on. Oh, just a little more? Ow! Friggin'. I went and calunked my head. Scorpions don't have heads. I went and calunked my cephalothorax. The more we go. Now, in case you missed it, a leaf cricket pounced out from back there. And I never do get that cricket, I remember this. When I was recording it, I was going after the leaf cricket, but I never quite got to it, which is aggravating. I'm sorry if the lighting's a bit dismal here. It gets much better later on. This is probably the darkest part of the game. Literally. But it'll get lighter later on, and much more interesting. I swears you'll have to believe me, officer. But since this is also a necessary part of the game, can't really say anything else. Come on. Is that... Ah. Door number 1 or door number 2? Already went to door number 1, I think. Ah! Mantoids! Ow! See what I mean about, whacking you when they come back up? Anybody ever see the movie The Deadly Mantis? Well, call this the Deadly Mantis versus the Black Scorpion. The Black Scorpion is a similar horror flick, in that it features giant bugs coming out of nowhere to wreak havoc, but the Black Scorpion features an entire population of enormous scorpions coming out of the ground in, let's see, I think it was right around southern Mexico. Heading north, 3 of them managed to get out of the cave where a whole ecosystem of giant scorpions and arachnoids and God knows what lives. And eventually they all get to Mexico City where the largest one kills the other 2 and then is killed itself with a harpoon gun, an electrified harpoon gun, which makes it so much more horrible. Anyways, the Deadly Mantis is in a similar fashion, although what happens to the Deadly Mantis is that it's from prehistoric times, I assume. It's from, I think, sometime in the Carboniferous period, which really did feature giant bugs like 6-foot sea scorpions and 10-foot-long millipedes. I'm not even exaggerating, by the way. Those really lived in the Carboniferous. Anyways, the Deadly Mantis is about a gigantic mantis, like 200 feet long, that is from the Carboniferous, and somehow wound up frozen in the polar ice caps, and a nuclear test nearby manages to allow it to escape and wreak havoc on Washington, D.C., and later it goes north to New York City, where it's lured into the New York City subway lines, where, of course, it's killed instantly. Hooray! That is the most difficult puzzle so far. You had to go into that other tunnel and loosen it before you could go here, and, aha! Greedy! But I want my greens! Eat your greens and you'll grow up big and healthy! Oh, this is so annoying. Grab this first. Come on. I just want my greens! Where's my veggies? There we go. That's that leaf cricket down. And there's a few maggots for dessert. Come on. Where are you? Ooh, lizard. Rats! And yes, this is the first time we meet rats in the game. We move it up the food chain now. Rats are dangerous. They are very fast, just as fast as the lizards. They have a lot more health, and they do a lot of damage when they hit. These are pretty much the elite monsters of the game. But they can be beaten just like everything else. Oh god, that looks horrible. No! No! Your ass is bad, boy. Later on, we'll be facing a lot more rats, but for now, they are mercifully rare. I think the rats are the biggest and most dangerous common enemy that we'll wind up fighting in the game. There are bigger and badder things in the desert, but those are the most bad common ones. Think of them as sort of the, hello. Think of them as sort of the Stalfos of this game, and by Stalfos I mean the Stalfos from Ocarina of Time, not the Stalfos from Twilight Princess, which were really quite weak, or the Stalfos from the original Legend of Zelda. The Ocarina of Time Stalfos, I think, were some of the hardest enemies in the game because you actually had to use your skill, not just your brains, in order to take them down. At any rate, things are going to get weird at this point because, well, this would be a great place to, I don't know what the term is, but make sort of a mushroom samba trip, because at this point we'll be heading into a place that's full of giant underground fungi and spores and gases, and I'm not even sure what this is really supposed to be, largely. Okay. And full of toxic beetles, too, and that's annoying. Okay, where are you? Now, this is sort of a maze-like area, and you can make your own new paths through the walls by, rats! Take down the toxic beetles that are in your line of sight immediately, because otherwise, ooh, charge! Charge is a very useful attack, and it allows you to go even further than the dash did, even if you just use it out of battle. Yeah, you go. There's maggots and leaf crickets hidden all over the place here. I think this is actually the most maggot and leaf cricket, not flea cricket. Leaf cricket infested place in the whole game. But at the moment, we're going to be hunting down what we can and destroying what we can't. How do you destroy what you can't destroy? That sounds like the tagline for a really, really badly written horror movie. How do you destroy what you can't destroy? Well, shit. Where are we anyway? It sounds like... Oh no. We're in the desert sewers. It's a sewer level. Oh no. And we just ate something green. And there's maggots down here and gas and... Oh. This would be repulsive if we weren't a scorpion and thus wholly incapable of feeling nausea. Can scorpions throw up? I don't know, and I'm not sure I want to know. Num 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 nums. Come on, I want to get through. There we go. Mine. Curses. Those guys, fortunately, they only aim for where you are and they don't aim for where you will be. Meaning that they're excellent shots if you hold still, so don't hold still. I see a thing on the floor. I can barely see anything. There we go. And, this, like I said before, would be an excellent place for a Mushroom Samba episode. Where am I? Ooh, welcome to the Mushroom Planet, man. We have fun and games. You gonna die. No wonder the toxic beetles all live here. It's all gross. Mantoids! I just figured it out. This area reminds me somewhat of Metroid. Whoops. A little too close. Swing, swing, swing to blue. Stab, stab, you. That's the end of the mantis. Now, I believe that there are green mantises and brown mantises, and the green mantises are the bigger and badder ones, but we haven't come across any of those yet. And with rats, the albino ones, funnily enough, are the ones that are the rarest and the toughest. Is this where we go? I mean, I don't think I've been down here before. Well, I found a maggot down here anyway. Hooray! Only game where you could say, hooray, I found a maggot. This means that there's enough dead and decomposing matter to feed a repulsive little larva of a creature that will go on most likely to purely aggravate people. Mine. Ooh, leaf crickets and maggots in here. This is a good day. Let's just get out. What's really especially annoying is the fact that you hear grumbly, creaky, scritchy, scratchy sounds nearby, which allows you to surmise, there are grumbly, creaky, scritchy, scratchy things in the immediate vicinity. I must I must go now. Anywhere else on Earth needs me. Where are you going? I'm just gonna leave for virtually anywhere. Curses! I hate these bugs. I hate these bugs so much. Exploring the wasteland tunnels. Good for us. Now how do we get out? Oh, there's out. I hope. Is that how we get out? Looks like there's a big box up there.